Greetings once again for another Mishmash video. I told you in our last Mishmash video, which was 124, I said that the next video would be about the stock market. Well, I have to do a delay on that, and the reason being I'm waiting this next coming week. A lot of companies are supposed to release their third quarter earnings results. So I wanted that to come in first before I made the video. Also, I have what do they call them? A visual aid. Yeah, I have a visual aid coming through the mail that I wanted to use in order to do the video. So meanwhile, while I'm waiting for all this to happen, I feel like putting up another video. And guess what it's going to be? Yes. For those of you who watch my videos, you know I bought a Chinese wok and it came in a couple days ago. So guess what? We're going to give it the old test run. Here's how it went. Wifey's giving the dogs a bath in the bathtub, one at a time, and they're all hiding. You know, they know it's bath time, and oh, they'll hide. They'll crawl under things and go behind things. But we dig them out, we get them in there. So while she's doing that, I need to prepare my wok I just bought from Mrs. Lynn's Kitchen. If those of you who follow my videos, the last Mishmash video, I showed it to you, told you where I got it, told you all about Mrs. Lynn's Kitchen. Good advertising for her, I guess. I don't know. I didn't care. I wanted to just show you where I got it. And anyway, it needs to be, it needs to have a coating removed from the inside of it. This is the seasoned wok, and I want to cook with it today, so you got to get it ready. You got to get that coating off of there. It's food safe, but you know, the instructions say get it off of there. So what you do is you put a coating of oil, not olive oil, just regular cooking oil. And as a matter of fact, they say in the instructions, not olive oil. So let's go ahead and we'll put this on medium heat, and then we'll go ahead and take a paper towel. Once this stuff, you don't want this thing smoking hot, okay? You just want it to get hot. Nope, that's the wrong burner. I guess I better put it on the right burner. That would help, wouldn't it? Once it gets hot, you put it on medium heat. Once it gets hot, then you go ahead and take a paper towel, wipe off. I guess it gets kind of sticky in there because the film sort of begins to melt, I guess. I don't know. Never done this before. So what I see, you'll see. Then you just wipe it out, and then if need be, they say you do it more than once. And then when you get all done, you know, wipe it all dry and wash it all out with soap and water. Wipe it all dry, and you should be good to go. We'll see. While we're waiting for the wok to heat up, I'm going to go ahead and make a cup of coffee. Get a cup of coffee going here in my little Keurig. I wanted to point something out to you. If you ever do buy a wok that has a wooden handle similar to this one with the metal ring around it, I read in a review one time that the handle was broke and it wouldn't work and it wouldn't go on the wok and everything. Well, obviously the guy that wrote that didn't know what he was doing when he put it on there. He screwed it up, you know. But this thing here should thread into the hole in the center very easily. Very easily. I mean, it didn't take any hard twisting or anything. It threads in nice and smooth, and the wok's beginning to smoke here, so let's go ahead and turn the heat down to about 5. And as you tighten up the handle, this loop thing on the handle will begin to pull in until it gets to about that far from the edge of the wok, okay? Alright, she's beginning to turn color, and I have to heat the entire wok. I don't know how long this is going to take. Now on a gas stove, you can turn the wok this way and turn the wok that way, you know, and let the flame heat it. But on an electric stove with the flat surface, I don't know. You just have to play this one by ear, I guess. Well, I'm finding that no matter how low I turn the heat, it's going to smoke some. Okay, there's nothing we can do about it. And I'm also finding that I'm having to tip it around like this to try to get the sides hot on the electric stove. If this had been a gas stove, it would have been a lot easier, but it's beginning to come off. But I'll tell you what, it's not really as simple as they make it on that piece of paper. I'm about ready to give it its last final wipe down with a big old wad of paper towels. That's what you got to use. You can't get away with a small paper towel. You got to get you a big old wad of them to kind of clean that film off there. Then we'll wash it in the sink with soap and water and see what it looks like when we get done. If need be, we'll go through this again. Well, I think I've got all the film off. It's hard to tell with that dark, when you got all that oil smeared around there and you got that dark finish to play with. So I don't know. Anyway, what I'm going to do is go ahead and take a Scotch-Brite pad and some soapy water, and I'm just going to give this baby a good scrub. Then later this afternoon, we're going to cook. Let's see what I got here. Look what I got here. I got some frozen chicken that's thawing out. These are drumettes. We are going to cook 3-cup chicken. Yes, we are. 3-cup chicken, which requires, rice cooking wine. Well, are we going to use rice cooking wine? No. We are not going to cook rice or cook with rice cooking wine. We're going to use the real McCoy sake. Sake! I don't know if you all remember The Last Samurai. Sake! Well, I think I got it all clean. A lot of the blue came off. It shouldn't have, but it did. And but it doesn't matter because, as you cook, it's all going to disappear anyway. And the entire wok's going to get black like that. It'll be well seasoned when I get done with it. It's just going to take some time, starting this afternoon. By the way, after you scrub it all out and everything, it's going to be wet. You need to put it on the stove, heat it up, and dry it out. And then I'm going to put a very, very light coat of oil all over this thing, actually, inside and out. Very light. And then wipe it. Once I get it coated, I'll take a paper towel and wipe it down. That's how light it's going to be, just to prevent rusting. Because, believe it or not, it would rust between now and the time I get to cook this afternoon. It wouldn't be much, but it would be there. We are ready to rock and roll on the 3-cup chicken. Now, the noise you hear in the background is great-grandma doing the laundry. Every time I get ready to cook, she wants to come out here and do the laundry. So if I have to tolerate it, so do you. All right, here we go. The first thing we got to do, here's the things we're going to need anyway. I'm going to need some soy sauce. I got some low salt kind. And some sake. There's a bottle of sake. And I could have used, I guess, some white cooking wine like this from Holland House. Are you kidding me? No way. We want the real McCoy. We want sake and pure sesame oil. I got a little bottle of that. This is a plastic bottle. This is glass. This is that's glass also. Okay, and then we need 3 tablespoons of sugar and a teaspoon of hot pepper, chili peppers, and a teaspoon of salt. I just threw them all both together in this one little bowl. And then a whole bunch of cloves. These are very tiny cloves, not very big, so I broke up and peeled 2 garlic cloves. So, and if I need a little more, I can always add this. So, this stuff here, over time, I just found out, you leave it in the refrigerator over a period of time, it loses its potency, I guess. All right, and then eventually, of course, we're going to cook our chicken in the wok using extra virgin olive oil. And this is the chicken we're going to use. These are going to be the drumettes, already cut, ready to go. They've been washed, and I've just dried them on the paper towel. So let's get cranked up. And I forgot to mention one more thing: some sliced ginger root. Okay, I didn't put a whole lot. I've never cooked with ginger before. And I didn't want to put too much in there because I don't know how strong it is. I don't know what kind of effect it has on the meal being cooked. And I also want to give credit to Angel Wong. Angel Wong's YouTube channel is the one that gave me the idea for this. I had most of the ingredients except for the sake and the ginger. I had everything else. So I watched her cook her 3-cup chicken. I'll tell you what, I wanted to dive through the computer monitor and get a chunk of that. It looked so good. And having lived in the Far East, I know what it was supposed to look like, and the way she cooked it, that's the way it was supposed to look. Okay, I know that from personal experience. All right, first thing we have to do is we need to put 1/3 of a cup of soy sauce in here, 1/3 of a cup of sake, or you can use rice cooking wine if you want, in here, and 1/3 of a cup of sesame oil in here. and this is my 1/3 of a cup. So let's get that done. All 3 of those have been added, and we're going to mix them together. Now we're going to put 3 tablespoons of sugar. Yes, we are. 3 tablespoons of sugar. And a teaspoon of sea salt and a teaspoon of chili flakes. Yes, we are. Now we're going to mix all that up. This is going to be the sauce for our 3-cup chicken. Yes, it is. We're going to stir it and mix it real good. I want that sugar nice and dissolved in there. Now, if there's any sugar, left in the measuring cup when you pour it over the chicken, make sure you get that out. Get it out and get it into the mixture. Okay. All right. Now, just before the 3-cup chicken, if it turns out the way it's supposed to, just before getting ready to take it out of the wok, we'll be throwing in a bunch of these little basil leaves. And kind of let them, simmer in there with the heat off. We'll mix them in first, and then shut off the heat, and then put the lid on the wok, and just let these things kind of wilt down. We'll stir them a little bit and everything. It's going to be real good. Apparently, the key to using a wok is to get it fairly hot, before you start adding oil or any ingredients. You don't want to just put it in there, let it heat up like an American frying pan. It doesn't work the same way. Get it hot, add your oil, and then go to town on whatever it is you're going to cook. I've been heating the wok up on about 5, I guess, and I think it's about time to add the oil. So let's see what happens. You got to add enough oil to cook on. Can't have just a little bit. You want there? That's plenty right there, I think. Probably too much, but what do I know? You want to kind of swirl it around, get that baby going real good. Which reminds me, I better turn on the fan. Where's the fan? There we go. Okay, now we'll go ahead and crank it down just a little bit. Just a little bit. She's smoking a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and add the ginger and the garlic, just a little bit. Let it cook just a little bit. Ooh, I can smell it already. Ooh, boy, that's smelling real good. We'll let it cook there for a few seconds. Not too hot. You don't want to burn. I know you don't want to burn your garlic. That I do know. I'm not a genius when it comes. Oh, we got a few outside casings on that garlic. Kind of didn't come off all the way. Oh, well, we can take care of that. No problemo. I think that's about it. There's another one. I thought this stuff was peeled real good, but apparently not. You live and learn, how it is, Normally I use the garlic like this, but I decided this time I'll just go with the way Angel Wong did. Let's see, do I have another one? Yes, I do. I don't like that tall. Come on, get out of there. Okay, let me get the chicken. Alright, here we go. The chicken is in, and all I want to do is get it brown. First, I got to get this thing must have spin a lot. I'm not used to this kind of pan. I'll just have to adapt and overcome. Let me see here. Get this taken care of. Get the ginger and garlic cooked. Let me go ahead and hold this pan still and finish browning it. Now, all you want to do initially, like I said, is brown it. That's all you want to do. Alright, she's browning up nicely. It is time to add the sauce. Yes, the sauce. Alright, we're going to mix this real good. We want everything to be dissolved, remember. Here we go. Watch for the steam. Not bad. Alright, I think we got all the sugar out of there. Now what we're going to do, not so much vigorous cooking from here on out, it's just going to be, we're going to boil it on down. We're going to boil it on down until it gets, just to a nice thick covering all over the chicken. The chicken's going to be shiny. If I've done everything right, the way Angel Wong taught us to do, it should cook on down and be nice and shiny when we're done. And then when we're done, the last thing we'll do is add the basil leaves. So let's keep working at it. I wasn't getting a whole lot of garlic smell out of here, and the cloves were real small that I used. So I went ahead and stuck another teaspoon of, probably a little more than a teaspoon of, the garlic I like out of the jar. And, by the way, you don't have to use low salt soy sauce if you don't want. You can use the regular, you can use clear soy sauce. You don't have to use the brown. I happen to like the brown. And the only reason I went with the low salt was because Angel Wong recommended it. I've never used the low salt before, so we'll see. If I don't like it, I won't use it anymore. Plus, I wanted to make, old Mr. Mac 5150 out there. He's one of these tree-hugging types out there in California. He's always telling me what to eat, what not to eat, and how to eat it, and all this other stuff. Now he thinks I'm crazy for investing in the stock market. Oh, what am I going to do with that fella? I bet he's all kind of happy about this low salt, though. I bet he's out there breakdancing or something in celebration. Well, now I ask you, it's been about 10 minutes. We got about 5 to 10 minutes more to go. Is that stuff looking good? Oh, I'll tell you, it's got a great smell to it. It's been a long time since I've smelled this kind of smell. When I was overseas. I'll tell you what, this is looking better and better by the second. We're going to try cooking one other thing. We're going to cook it in the wok after I finish with the chicken. We're going to go ahead and cook some bok choy, which is a kind of Chinese cabbage. And normally you use the small baby stuff, but the only thing they had at Walmart was the big. So no problem, I'm just going to cut the end off it just like I would celery, And then I'm going to cut this thing in half, and I'm going to cut it in half again so we have 4 quarters. And then we're going to fry this in the wok along with some oil, a little water, a little garlic, and maybe a little pepper. You'll see. Now comes the basil leaf. Let's go ahead and throw that in there, nice fresh basil. Get this thing off of my spatula here. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and mix this all around so she gets nice and wilted. Then we'll go ahead and cover it, remove it from the heat, and cover it with the aluminum lid. And just let it sit there and cool down a little bit. Yeah. Well, there it is. All nice and got that stuff all around it. Even though wifey says she thinks I cooked it a little too long. I might have. I don't know. I've seen chicken cooked on the grill come out darker than that. But we're going to find out in the taste test. Meanwhile, we're going to warm up the wok again, and I'm going to cook some bok choy. Now that the chicken's done, we'll go ahead. I rinsed out the wok. I didn't, clean it all up completely. I just kind of rinsed it out. I'm going to go ahead and add a little oil, maybe just a touch more. We're going to cook that old bok choy. Yes, we are. We're going to go ahead and cook the old bok choy. Get this thing around there like that as best we can. And alright, now we're going to go ahead and throw some garlic in there. Plenty of garlic. Plenty of garlic. I love the garlic. Now, what did I do with my spatula? Here it is over here. I'm going to go ahead and stir that around. Turn it down a little bit on the heat. I don't want it quite that high. You got to start out your wok hot though when you put your garlic in the first time, or when you first start. Okay, especially with vegetables, it cooks them fast, and you'll wind up cooking them crisp. Now we go ahead and throw in our bok choy. Just toss it in there as much as you want. And go ahead and stir it around in the garlic. Now it will have a tendency to dry out a little bit when you're cooking, so you can add a little bit of water if you want. Let me get a little bit of water here. Alright, I'm not going to add a whole lot. I don't need quite a ton of it. We'll add that little bit right there, and if we have to add more, we can do it later, okay? Cook and stir, cook and stir. I don't know if the stuff is supposed to break apart or not. Don't know. And we'll go ahead and let's crank up the heat a little bit up on high. That's what we need, a little bit higher. It's too low. Let me stir it around here a little bit. You're getting a little bit of that flavor, I think, from the chicken on there too. That ought to taste really good. Not much, and there wasn't much in the bottom, but it might pick up a little bit of flavor from it. That would be kind of nice. She's starting to cook down now a little bit. See how much fluid we got in here. This is the kind of fry pan where you need both hands. Alright, let me add a little more water and keep stirring. That looks about right. Not overly cooked. I'm going to add a little pepper as well as some salt to this. Not a whole lot, just enough to kind of let me know I'm an American here, you know. And now we'll add a little bit of sea salt to it and put it in a bowl. I'll tell you what, that does look good. Now that's not cooked, it's semi-raw. Remember, this is a stir fry. We don't make things mushy in a stir fry. So ends my first effort at 3-cup chicken and some fried bok choy. And we even have a pot of rice we whipped up. And wifey made some portobello mushrooms stuffed with, what are they, cheese? What is that stuff?
Cheese.
Cheese. Portobello mushrooms baked. Well, stuffed with cheese and then baked. And I'll let you know how it tastes. Well, I'll tell you what. That is great tasting chicken. Super tasting chicken, and that bok choy is delicious. You all got it. If you don't want to try the chicken, go get some bok choy at Walmart and cook it like I did. And don't cook it all the way. Remember now, this is a stir fry, and you can cut it up in smaller pieces if you want. It's up to you. Boy, I'm telling you, that is some good stuff. I've never had it like that before. Wow. Wifey, what do you think?
Chicken's good, but it's very hot.
No, I put a couple of chili flakes in the chicken, and a half a teaspoon and all that stuff, and she says it's hot. Oh man, I'll tell you what, this is really good. This is really good. I'm really happy I came across Angel Wong's channel. Go check her out. She does a great job. She's quick, she's fast, and she gets to the point and makes great food. That is, I'm surprised it turned out so well the first time. You watch. Next time I'll probably blow it. Anyway, I'm getting back to eating. Until next time, this is John. Well, we can't sign off unless I comment one way or the other on the wife's stuffed portobello mushrooms. Now, she stuffed these things with cream cheese, cheddar cheese, Colby Jack, and Velveeta. Mixed it up, and then mixed it up with this roasted garlic and bell pepper by McCormick. And I'll tell you what, it's good. You need to give this a try, ladies. If you don't like any of this other stuff, at least give that a try. You can buy these large portobello mushrooms over in the produce department at Walmart. They come, I don't know, 3 or 4 in a package. Really good. Now, let me see. You cooked them at 350 degrees for, how long did you say, 20 minutes?
Yeah, or until the cheese is melted.
20 minutes or until the cheese is melted. That's it.